Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who were well. And shalom to you sincere, hopeful, elect brothers and sisters listening and learning. And to you brothers preaching and teaching this truth through the four corners of the earth. It's brother Mathan, come out of the gym at Indianapolis camp. Come back with this this video of J.D. Vance, the vice president, going on the tirade, on the rant about the Charlie Kirk, situation, all right, and how they're trying to, continue to incite these civil war, these riots, this sedition. They want it, man, and we want it. Those are the hopeful elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Those are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. All right, this is an exciting time to be alive, man. Because prophecy is coming to pass. All right, the spirit of division is here. All right, so from divided racially, divided, class wars. So from rich to the poor, right to the left. Republican versus Democrat, color versus color. This is what's going on, man. And ultimately, what Yahushua said, he said, "Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." I'm here to set a man at variance, the father against the mother, the daughter-in-law versus the mother-in-law. Children versus the parents. All right, Matthew 10:34 on down. I mean, hey, the Lord is one division. All right, that's how you know we're getting closer to the end. These are the signs of the times, man. But people who are the most divided it's ever been across the four corners of the earth. Not even just here in America. You're seeing riots and uproars of the people everywhere. Fuck that about you, I'm going to play this video, and then we'll get a couple of precepts, so we'll close this out.
There is no unity with people who scream at children over their parents' politics. There is no unity with someone who lies about what Charlie Kirk said in order to excuse his murder. There is no unity with someone who harasses an innocent family the day after the father of that family lost a dear friend. There is no unity with the people who celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. And there is no unity with the people who fund these articles, who pay the salaries of these terrorist sympathizers, who argue that Charlie Kirk, a loving husband and father, deserved a shot to the neck because he spoke words with which they disagree. Did you know that the George Soros Open Society Foundation and the Ford Foundation, the groups who funded that disgusting article justifying Charlie's death, do you know they benefit from generous tax treatment? They are literally subsidized by you and me, the American taxpayer. And how do they reward us? By setting fire to the house built by the American family over 250 years. I am desperate for our country to be united in condemnation of the actions and the ideas that killed my friend. I want it so badly that I will tell you a difficult truth. We can only have it with people who acknowledge that political violence is unacceptable, and when we work to dismantle the institutions that promote violence and terrorism in our own country.
Let's break the camera and take the motherfucker.
There is no unity.
See, there's no unity. All right. Hey, man, things are getting excited, man. The Esau's divided more than ever. That's another thing. Let's get the... This is Luke chapter 11 and verse 17. It says, "But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. I'll read that in NLT. It says, he knew their thoughts, so he said, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. A family splintered by feuding will fall apart. See? And then, like the NLT version says, civil war. And that's what this is about to lead up to, man. Hey, there's nothing new under the sun, man. There's civil war before. Guess what? It's going to be civil war again. Because what? These people have had enough. All right? These people have, they're tired of getting screwed over by the elites. They're tired of the rich getting richer and the poor get poorer. And then you see the middle class is down there and just destroyed. Hanging on by a thread. So, hey, you know, anytime soon, man. All right, there's so much going on. Anytime soon, hey, we won't be out there teaching anymore. There'll be a famine of the word, because we're not gonna be out there teaching and stuff while people are out here killing each other left and right. You know, and now they're, Pam Bondi, she's talking about there's a difference between free speech and hate speech. So here they come back with that narrative of them defining what's considered hate speech. You know, because they classify the truth with just being hate. So when we bring out the truth, because ultimately that's going to be for us. See, they're persecuting these. The left, right? You know, and you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're tied to the left based on old practices, all right? Because really, this new generation, you know, men and women, right? They're not just Jake men and women. They're not just automatically Democrat anymore. All right, they're not automatically left, but it's been a long-going narrative to that where they're going to assume that regardless. So, hey, you're going to be a target, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man. Ultimately, why? Because we're in the brink of Jacob's trouble. All right, you see the Northern Kingdom getting a taste of it so far with the deportations and the ripping away from their families. All right, but that's just the beginning. All right, this is just the beginning of sorrows, man. We ain't seen nothing yet, man. The Lord's getting ready to turn up at this thing. And he is. All right. Let's get, this is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 1. It says, the burden of Egypt. Egypt meaning what? House of bondage. And we know the modern day Egypt is what? America, Babylon the Great. All right. Behold, Yahweh Bashim Ashai rideth upon a swift cloud. What's that cloud? That's the chariots. All right, so-called UFOs or UAPs. And shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Right. Because Yahushua is casting down all idols. Especially when he comes back, you're going to see that white man, Jesus, is not a real thing. All right, it's Yahushua who would be considered a so-called Negro if he was walking the earth right now today. All right, if you just see him out in public, he would look like a so-called black man. Okay? But yeah, so we gotta understand that. Hey, what else? You know, all the philosophies and ways is gonna be dropped. It said what? It said, "In the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." Right. So when they see that big father ship and the angels of the Lord, hey, they're gonna know, man, that they done fucked up, man. And America is gonna be totally dissolved via thermonuclear destruction and concentrated laser beams from the chariots. So when the Lord come in, man, it's over. Verse 2, here's the point. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. All right, listen, the modern day Egyptians, or what Esau, Edom, a so-called white man. And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what you're saying. All right, civil war is really about to happen. All right, so very soon. These people have reached their brink. And then ultimately, what? Yahweh Shem Shai wants a civil war. All right, he declared the end from the beginning. All right, this is all written. It's all supposed to happen. And we're prophesying to you, the hopeful elect, and to you that don't want to hear. You need to understand that, hey, it's going to happen whether you hear or you forbear. All right. Yahweh Shem Shai is not playing with you people. All right. Verse 3, it says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And see, yeah, so the American dream, the council of these wicked people is going to be dissolved. It's no longer going to be, all right, here to deceive the world. All right, because now Esau is totally exposed, man. That's why there's going to be civil war, because the people are no longer getting caught up in the bread and circus, all right? They're breaking loose. They're part of that bread and circus, too, not only just the sports and entertainment, but all this gossip-type news and podcast, and which is all entertainment. You know, all the celebrity gossip stuff happening. It ain't holding the masses anymore. All right, they're breaking loose enough to understand that something's wrong, because what? Their pockets are being affected heavily. Going to the grocery, everything's doubled and tripled in price, and that's legit. A lot of things we've been paying for, you know, have skyrocketed. All right, with no increase in pay. Yeah. Or if you do get a pay raise, it's not up to par with the standard of living that's happening right now. You know? It says, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. Read that NLT. It says, the Egyptians will lose heart, and I will confuse their plans. They will plead with their idols for wisdom and call on spirits, mediums, and those who consult the spirits of the dead. Right. Hey, and now part of the new wizardry or idols is you know, the systems they have, you know, these AI systems, the computer systems, you know, their artificial god. All right, the algorithms that they're typing into and trying to get answers, you know. It says, and the Egyptians I will give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. Yeah. Who we believe to be is Donald Trump, man. Nero in the reincarnation. All right. Hey, and he's telling you, hey, and Trump is breaking all types of laws, and, you know, basically tearing up the Constitution. Right? He's doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. But that's why, because what? the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Let's get that. This Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. And that's why things are happening the way they're happening. All right? It's because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai wants it this way. Okay? So these people want, Jake and stuff, they want to stay in America and shit. Well, okay, you're going to stay here and catch these fucking nuclear missiles, man. That's what's going to happen. All right? We get caught out here in the Civil War. All right? Get caught out here with these teeth of wild beasts. Get caught out here with these pestilences. Get caught out here in the famine. All right? Get caught out going to World War III, signing up and getting drafted. And or getting drafted. To be destroyed. The second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 24, it says, At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Right, because look, like I said, that's part of that Civil War. They're going to fight each other, man. Friends are going to become enemies, man. There's one thing, too, for political reasons, fighting against each other, then how much more when famine's setting in. And a famine could be set up just by prices, too. You don't have enough to buy the things that you used to buy. There could be a famine along that, not just because... And that is a way of having family because you don't have access due to the fact you can't afford it. Not that it's not there, but you can't afford it if it is there. And then it is going to be scarce too. You'll go to certain stores and not be able to find certain shit. All right? So this whole America is imploding on itself, man. This whole dream is dead. All right? And like I said, the earth and them that dwell on the earth, they're about to be in some fear, man. Because what? Their minds aren't prepared for what's to come. They're not prepared for all the things I just listed. All right? But us of the hopeful elect, we pray that we stay prepared. All right? That we stay in it, man. We stay prayed up in Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right? We've been rehearsing the righteous acts. We've been running the scenarios in our mind, getting our mind prepped for the evil that's getting ready to take part in this place that Yahweh Shemel Shai told us about in the scriptures. All right? Prophecy is coming to pass. All right? So with that, I pray those edifying to the elect. I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone. Call me Yasher Allah, Shalom.